Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We call the meeting to order, and if there are any brief remarks by the audience of citizens, we will hear them now. Any questions? Okay, number 4 then, approval of the minutes for January 14th, 2026, our regular meeting minutes. Does anybody have any questions or adjustments to make to the minutes? Accept it. Motion made. I'll second. Who seconds it? Motion made and second to accept the minutes from the last meeting. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? So motion is made and carried to accept the minutes from the last meeting. Well, any unfinished business? I don't know if we can log it as business, but we were talking about having some information sharing from the departments of the town, the last meeting, and that was some interest in that. And I had a chance to talk to Jack, because after all, they work for the selectmen, and
everybody agreed to come in, Bob.
Oh, they
on
did?
that, yeah. Oh, excellent. We'll do it over a course of time.
That's right.
But each department, and maybe 1 or 2 each meeting, and they'll come in and tell you guys how they route the money and all that stuff.
Right. I had just a couple of basic questions, some general knowledge about each department, what services they provide, what kind of costs involved, and how the money flows. Basically, we get a primer of understanding how the whole town works, and I think that helps everybody. They get to know us, and we get to know them, and I think that's a good thing all the way around. But we want to get through the budget process to get at least that nailed down. Everybody's kind of busy with that right now, and hopefully we can hold the line on.
We're gonna have a tri-meeting.
I was just gonna bring that up.
Yeah, that's coming up too. I haven't talked to Ted yet, but I'll set that up. We haven't had one of those.
That's pretty important that we get.
Yeah, we haven't had one of those in a long time. Doesn't seem like it, but.
Well, there was some last year, I think.
Oh, no, we did,
Yeah.
we usually have more quarterly.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I remember.
It has been.
It has been quarterly.
That must be at the school, though.
Yeah,
I guess whoever hosts it, can meet it here, or meet at the school, but they have a bigger seating capacity, bigger room. So whatever. I don't know that depends on the budget or anything, but that's, it's just a good thing to do. Okay, any other questions or unfinished business or suggestions or whatever? If not, then we'll be moving into our new business. Letter A, consider an act on a CDW/G quote of, I think that's Computer Discount Warehouse, I'm not sure, but quote of $1,579.20 for the Department of Public Works garage camera system update. Apparently those cameras are on their last legs. I don't know if they're working or not, but they need to be fixed. Do you have any remarks, Jack, about those?
actually, I wish I did, Bob, but I don't know that much about IT stuff. I really don't.
As I understand it, the IT tech crew,
Right.
which we own half, right?
Right,
Went in and checked the cameras, and they need to work.
exactly.
And in order to monitor it properly, you have to have working cameras that everything can record, or you can look to see what's going on.
Right.
So.
I didn't realize this stuff gets outdated so quick,
Yeah,
When's the last, I guess, do we know when the last time it was updated at all?
I
or
told you.
does it say anywhere?
Are they still working?
That's what I'm wondering.
I don't know.
Probably still are.
You can update them things every 6 months.
Yeah,
What's, I guess I see the estimate obviously here, but do we know at all what's wrong with them? Did they say anything with it, or?
we probably should have had Corey or KC come in, you know, they're two IT guys.
It doesn't seem like it's a lot of money, but. I'm just-
Well, I think they've been around for quite a while, to be honest with you.
I do too.
They've been there for quite a while, and they probably can't talk to them with the new operating systems and, with Microsoft or whatever software they're using.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an awful lot of money, I'm just curious of
Right.
what they're replacing, because I can't read, I don't even know what this.
Yeah.
I'm not an IT guy, you know, I
Yeah.
see hard drives.
I know what you
so-
mean, dear.
Was the quotes, did they ever get quotes on these things?
Yeah, they're right here, I see the quotes, yeah,
Um,
I don't see any issue with them, I just was wondering.
okay, so there's a NAS server and there's a hard drive to go. Big hard drive to go in it.
It looks like there's a virtual license, so does that mean that we're gonna be able to remote look into them maybe?
Yep.
Probably.
Yep.
Some sort of license.
You or somebody in the town hall should be able to
Access it online probably, so
Yeah.
you can remotely
watch
look at
it, or, I mean, I have this, one of these, cameras set up on my desk at home, and, where no matter where you are, you can see it, and you can hear people come and go
Yeah.
and everything.
I've got it on my town phone now. I can,
Oh, okay.
all the cameras, I can see them all.
You can-
Some of them have to be fixed. They're real blurry. I don't know if it's the lenses outside. I haven't asked Corey or Casey yet.
Sometimes they get dirty too.
Yeah, exactly. But I can see what's going on.
Good.
You know,
So that's gonna be part of
Right,
the upgrade. You'll be able to see those cameras.
exactly.
Can you see those cameras now?
Yeah, you'll see it.
No, I'm just wondering that.
On your phone. Do you see
On your
them now?
phone, they're operating, right?
Yeah, I've got like 16 cameras I can watch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they got a full.
I try not to watch it because it infringes on somebody's, I can watch the tax office, I can watch the,
Yeah.
and I don't do that, you know what I mean? I don't care what they're doing in there,
Right.
so I try to stay away from those. So, you know what I mean?
I'll make a motion to accept it, I guess one thing that I would like to know personally is maybe you can do this after the fact, I mean, obviously I'll make the motion to approve it, but just ask them for a little bit more
Sure.
information and report back maybe next meeting, just
Yep.
to understand what they were doing with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he putting off another month for something that needs fixing right now.
No, I said I'm gonna make the motion to approve it, I just wanna know what, you know what I'm saying? But,
Yeah, I think that even if they just wrote up a paragraph of what the job they were gonna do, what they were doing with it.
Right.
that's all, just so we can have it, so we know what was replaced, so that if it ever comes up, we can handle it.
Okay, so this whole, this is one aspect of it, the 15,579, 20. So we have an active motion to accept on that. And anybody want a second? Okay. Neil, second. So, any discussion or anything? You still cool with it? All in favor? Aye, okay. Any opposed? Okay, not hearing any, if the, motion is made and carried to upgrade those cameras over there at Town Garage. All right, now D and H, let's see. This has to be for something in the town hall. Quote $9,369, and this is the
Looks like it's great. Network. exactly what this is,
Power
Jay?
distribution.
I don't. All I know is it probably says on the bill, battery backup, the servers,
Yeah, mini.
all that, does that say that on?
Yep.
Five cameras that they're replacing.
Yep.
There's one park perimeter, so it looks like all the cameras that they're replacing here. 2 bullet cams. So this has a whole security.
This must have to be for the town hall, right?
No, this one, I believe, yes, no, you're right, this one's for the town hall.
Because if it were for the school, it would be a different.
Right,
Go to the board.
that would be, yeah,
I don't know, unless we're assuming, no, I don't think we're assuming. that.
no,
Okay, so, this, I know we just had a security system put in just a few years ago. So maybe this is part of it, upgrading it or something?
It looks like it's a 5-year capital.
that's
project,
exactly right.
So it's
Yeah.
5 years. So is this dispersed over, like, was this
Yeah,
part of it?
distributed over.
It's hard to know what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, some kind of a description on these quotes would be really nice to, at least then we know.
Proposal letter with it, you know?
No, I can make sure of that.
That's okay, anybody want to make a motion? Gotta be done.
Definitely would like more information, but I mean, I guess.
As long as we ain't replacing the same new equipment.
Well, that's kind of
Yeah,
what I'm-
right.
that's what I'm getting at. I don't know what it is for. I wasn't here on the.
Yeah.
You know. But then again, I mean, do we have
Sounds
like
like
a
they're
time?
getting a whole new server and a power supply and, cameras and,
Is the old one that bad?
Can we table this? Is this something that has to get done right now?
I don't know,
I mean, I'm not trying to push things off, but just to understand what it is, because I see it looks like we're replacing cameras at the town hall.
It says here in my little notes, battery backups, servers, access, and access control, power distribution, cameras, and computer mics. That's what it says.
It sounds like a,
So it's like a whole
whole new
package of,
system.
yeah. I don't know, I personally would like some more clarification on that, but. Not anybody else.
Does anybody else have any questions about it? Because if you want to table it, we can table it. I don't know if it is an emergency. If it's an emergency, we ought to get it in here, give them a
Yeah.
call or something.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I mean, if we have to do a special meeting or something.
and, well, the difference is, it's like almost $10,000.
Yep.
And that's a little bit different than $1,500.
That's how I feel.
Okay, so what's your pleasure, folks?
Table it,
I would,
make a motion to table it, till we find out more information on it.
More in a second.
I second that, yeah.
Second, take a little.
Okay, motion made and second, table this till we get more information, or at least a project description of, a little bit of history on it. Motion made and seconded to do that, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we'll tackle this next time.
I'm gonna have to, study up on my computer skills, so I can answer a little bit.
Well, I think that's why we have these guys,
Yeah.
that they can either write up something or be available via phone at the meeting time, via Zoom or something like that.
Yep,
to
exactly.
Explain it to us a little bit better. I don't think anybody expects anybody to be an expert in computers. All right, so this has been tabled. Now, here we go with the roof here. Consider an act on Mark Finley Jr.'s quote of $7,500 for the funds required to repair water damage in the old story hour room for the installation of drop suspended ceiling, removal or replacement of electrical fixtures, etc. At least we have a sentence that describes what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
But what I don't understand about this whole thing, we put a new roof on this place 2 years ago,
Exactly.
what happened?
Oh, well, I don't know, that's.
Yeah, let's find out if whoever put the rub on.
Well, what you explained to me,
Or is that?
I don't want to put words in your mouth, so.
No, go ahead.
That the snow and a little melt created an ice dam, and the water got under it, as it happens, and
Well,
it
it wasn't put together right then.
Then I'm just
Yeah,
gonna say, it wasn't put together right.
They didn't have enough side sheet.
Right, well, that's an allegation that we should have got,
Yeah.
the
We
insurance
had-
just
I
over.
mean, it should be, I mean, it cost big bucks when we did that.
Yeah, oh, yeah. They call it what, ice and water?
Ice and water, they
Ice
didn't
and
go
water,
far.
They put that in, 2 sheets above, Link, I called Link on it, and Link was right there when they did it. American, the roofing
Yeah,
store
the roofing.
are the ones that did it. And I called them when it started leaking in that room, it destroyed the whole inside ceiling. We didn't catch it in time, but anyway, they came right down and chipped all that ice away, so to stop the leaking. And I haven't got a bill from them yet, so whether I get one or not, I don't know, you know what I mean?
But
Yeah, but
if they
if they-
chipped it away,
Yeah.
to me, it wasn't done right in the first place.
Well, there's a membrane that has to go, I just learned this because we had our roof, just,
Yep.
the roof replaced.
You should replace it in the valleys, you should replace it about 8 feet wide.
And from the drip edge up, the code for Connecticut is 3 feet.
That ain't
Our
quite
roof will
enough.
put 6 feet.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, that's the ice and water shield. Yeah, 'cause
Right.
I just had my roof done and I had them go 12 feet.
Yeah,
I
you
paid
go
extra
12
to go 12 feet just in case.
right,
But it's, but the thing is to even have ice dams, it's poor ventilation and it's poor roof install.
or insulation for the two.
Poor ventilation too, poor insulation, it could be poor roof install. So have they looked at it from a warranty standpoint? Are they gonna, like, is the roof
Was
install?
that 2 years ago?
Okay,
Yeah.
so,
But also Bob mentioned to me, actually tomorrow morning, I'm gonna get right on it and call the insurance company too. You know,
We should have
even though-
comprehensive.
yeah,
I don't think we should do anything on this here till we can find out, why did this happen? Was it
yeah,
because of poor, other than just saying,
Agreed.
hey, they fixed it 2 years ago, we got a leak, the hell with it, let's fix it.
yeah, no, I agree, yeah. I mean, calling the insurance company, the one question that I guess I would have for that is putting in a claim for that. What's it gonna do to the insurance rate for
Yeah,
the next
sure.
time?
Yeah.
What's our deductible, right?
Well-
Like, what's the cost difference? Have we gotten more quotes than this one Mark Finley guy on
no,
this?
just, let me explain something.
Yep.
Mark Finley is the guy that you okayed the $63,000 new ceiling
Yeah.
for, and there all the new drop ceilings, lights, all that. Mark Finley happened to be there that day, the next morning, when he was working on the lights and the ceiling. And he brought it to my attention, Jack, you got a major, dam in there. And I go, well, can you fix it? Because I couldn't let it go anymore, you know what I mean? And he said, yes, I can fix it. So he's the one that fixed it for me. All the insulation and all that, he replaced, and the sheet rock, he replaced on that. Now, this bill consists of more stuff, if you say. Also, when he was doing the drop ceilings, Action Air, who put those in, happened to be in the building changing the filters. And they go, no, you can't do this unless you put what they call these, mini split vents in. Because the ceiling was gonna come down too low. So that's the reason for this bill. And then they had to get the new ceiling, tiles for these mini splits to fit in. And then we decided to do the dimmer switches just for the fact that, the senior center, instead of having these bright lights on, all the time for these elderly people, we could at least dim them down a little bit. And it's the same thing Jenny said with the, story hour room, with the little kids when they go in there for quiet time. If there's any way we could turn the lights down, we all know it keeps kids a little quiet. That's the reason for the dimmer switches. That's why it's all combined together.
Well, I do think that some allowance has to be made for the fact that you couldn't have just let it rip.
Right.
That it has to be fixed and it has to be, I don't know if they're gonna do anything other than the internals, right? What we don't know is, does something need to be done with the roof
Right,
to keep it from happening again?
right. There's just so much snow
Oh,
and ice up there, it's just incredible. It's just, that storm was, you know, we haven't had a storm like that since, I think it was 2014 or 2016.
something like that,
You know?
way back.
And we tried to get the snow off, and, you know, there's just so much ice underneath, you know?
But the fact that there's ice underneath, it means there's heat getting out, that it's poorly insulated, and it's melting ice, and then it freezes at night, and then it moves, you know, and it builds up, and the water builds up and builds up, and then
It's
it
an
moves
insulation.
up the roof until it starts going back down.
We're stuck,
The other thing,
we're staying ahead of it right
that
now.
was supposed to be, I don't know if they did it, but it's supposed to be done, all the plywood seams should be taped. I don't know if that's something that he didn't do or did, because even if it went up on the plywood, if all those seams were taped, then it seems to me it wouldn't have gotten so bad, but I don't know, and I'm only going by what my adjuster said.
Right.
Did that roof leak before we ever had a new one on?
It always leaked, they said. It always leaked in those, there's two, corners right there that come down right by the library entrance. And Aaron said they've had problems with that since he's been there. With
It
those
seems
two
like they
corners.
would have corrected it, would have put a new roof on.
Mm.
Ain't there some kind of electrical heat tape you can put on?
I just ordered 300 feet of it. And, we're gonna try to chip it all off, all the ice off, and install it now before the winter's over.
The heat tape will do a trick.
Okay, so, I think that if our insurance, we pay a very stiff premium on stuff, and I can't believe that a small claim, $7,500 is really gonna break us over time, unless there's a chronic problem that, you know, the insurance company will not insure that anymore. I don't know, but, it's worth investing.
I would definitely look at that, yeah. I mean, and find out and weigh it, personally weigh it against the cost and find out
Right.
if the insurance will cover it for free and it's not gonna do much future policy problems or deductible. Then we, you know, that's $7,500 that we don't have to spend.
Right. Well, this has been a strange year. I mean, that hailstorm affected a certain part of North Sterling, Dayville, and then up into Danielson, into Rhode Island and everything, but it didn't bother anybody else. But it was devastating to the roofs that hit.
Yeah.
It was golf ball sized hail coming down. And that doesn't happen. But for
Golf ball size?
really, I'm not kidding, the whole back deck was
We
this
had-
deep without,
We had a storm on the hill. It
yeah,
only lasted about a minute with hail. Neighbor had a cat loose up in the field.
uh-oh.
Dead out in the lawn the next morning. It was cigarette box size hail.
Well, all the trees that got hit, like the leaves were going off the top of the oaks, they were all stripped. And then,
You had a prolonged hail.
that's right, it was in a vortex or something like that, and then the next morning, they had to run a snowplow because the hail was built up on the roads. And all the little debris and broken branches and everything filled the road, they had a snowplow in the middle of July, cleaning the roads. So then we have this storm, and the same adjuster that adjusted my roof told me that last week, he had 30 houses that he went to check out for ice dams. So it isn't unusual, I mean, the storm is unusual, the wind is unusual. Maybe this never happened again, I don't know. But anyway, so what's the pleasure? The inside, regardless of the insurance,
I would say table it and find out from the insurance.
find out from the insurance company whether they wanna send an adjuster over. If they've got somebody they wanna, I mean, I know the guy was there and
Yeah,
it seems the most logical thing to do, just to put it for him, but.
right.
I mean,
I should have had
it sounds like it's not leaking now, right?
No, it's not.
Okay.
I should have had him split this bill up because it's gonna slow him down now, without the dimmer switches and all that stuff, you know what I mean?
What do you mean by that?
That's an add-on to his, see, he's got the damage that he did.
Oh, yes, the damage plus.
Right, and then he added the dimmer switches and the mini splits, all that, which he needs to continue his job inside.
So
You only pay
why-
for damage, not for additional stuff.
What's that?
We should only pay for the damage, not the additional.
Well, no,
add-on
so
no.
stuff.
I understand what he's saying, so it's like two quotes into one.
Right, exactly.
So at this point, then why don't we table, can we just check off this and somebody keep track of this in the meeting notes? Check off what we need to keep the contractor going with the dimmer switches and the mini split vents, maybe not approve and make a motion for the whole bill and just do a portion of it to keep them going? I mean, I'd be okay if Jack's saying that that's what we need, you know, to keep going. and
What do
then-
you think, Jack?
It's only another $1,700 for what he fixed the roof.
Yeah, it's the, oh, okay, I see what he's saying right there.
Yeah. You know, 1,700, is it 17? Yeah, $1,700, for what he did for fixing the sheet rock and the insulation. And the rest is for the mini splits and the dimmers and, tiles he needed.
That wouldn't be covered by insurance either. The mini splits and the dimmers wouldn't be covered by insurance.
Oh, no, this is all stuff that Action Air told him he had to add to the job, you know what I mean? Or it wouldn't work.
So I'm understanding the way you're explaining it now is that even if we went to the insurance, it's not gonna cover the $7,500. It would only cover.
Oh, yeah, it only comes 1,500, 1,700.
Right. And then we may have $1,000
Yeah,
deductible.
so that was okay, now I, okay.
Yeah, that sounds more like it.
Why don't we just, how about if I make a motion, let's go ahead with it all the way.
I think,
I was just gonna say, now knowing that information, if,
Let's go ahead with it,
Yeah.
I make a motion with that.
that's different, I thought it was 7,500, but if it's only
No.
1,700,
Right.
did the insurance, like you said, there's gonna be $1,000 deductible, it doesn't make sense to put in a claim.
what
I get
what we
that.
might wanna do is appraise, get the insurance company to look at it and say, you know, we did it because we had to, you know, are you guys willing to pay any of this bill?
I wouldn't even know there.
Jack, would it be a hard idea in future, if you come up with something like this, like we've had tonight, to have the so-called bidder that you choose or the selectmen choose to come to the Board of Finance the night that we're gonna make a decision to talk to us about it?
You mean this guy, Mark Finley?
No, I mean,
He actually
in
said
future.
He goes, you want me to put my suit on tonight? And I go, no, I'll do it. So,
Well, yeah, I do think though,
It would be better for us, I'll tell you.
but now that he's explained the breakdown of the bill,
right,
I think that we all understand that this isn't a big a deal as, you know.
$1,500.
Right.
Right. You know,
So,
this is
But
what I'm saying.
I do agree with what Pete's
More-
saying,
more we
and
know, the better.
what goes back to last month on the transparency about
Right.
all the departments. Is when you bring a proposal, from any department, I feel that there should be some sort of description with it. So
Yeah.
that we can make the.
I actually should have had to break this up, you know, is what I should have done, instead of put it on one bill. But
We all live in
learn. Yeah,
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't wanna sit here and say no to all these bills, I just wanna know what we're saying yes to.
Things have to be done, but I also think that we're, you know, let's face it, we got a new administration, we got a new member, this is a new year. We're all gonna learn
Right.
something as we go
Only
through,
12 weeks
how to
in.
work together, you know, and how to understand what's going on.
track,
yeah,
What's that?
not that he's keeping track. So we're gonna go ahead with the electric tapes?
definitely, absolutely, it's already bought, you know, so,
So,
Well, you got till Monday.
I'll make.
yeah.
Okay, Dave has a motion to approve of this expenditure, right?
I'll accept, yes.
Okay, made the second to approve this expenditure get the whole work thing, get the thing done and get it over with.
Thank you, guys.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, you got it, Jack.
Second.
See, we muddled through. All right. Treasurer's report. Yeah, all we get was all the different reports. I spoke to the treasurer, and she said that they were finishing up the audit. Did it get done?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Not
Still
yet.
working on a few
Yep,
details,
few details.
but that hopefully she'd have numbers and the whole, grant list and all the budget ready for next month to talk about.
Yep.
Right?
She's
And
gonna give it to the selectmen, next selectmen's meeting, and you guys are, next.
right. And we're clinging to the hope that we can stick with the 22 mils from last year.
Yep.
I thought you would, Steve.
Looks like we're ahead on personal property this year.
Revenue collection, I mean, yeah.
I'm surprised not higher or higher expenses on the snow removal section of the budget.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's not as bad as I would have expected.
Well, when you run out of salt, half the roads are covered in salt.
Yeah. It was funny, I called Brooklyn today to ask their new selectmen, where they were getting his salt. And it was almost like I said, you wanna tell me? You know?
They just want to keep it for themselves.
Yeah. He was a nice guy though.
Is the new truck working out all right?
Yeah, beautiful, yeah. Excellent, excellent.
Also, the treasurer said that when this whole business about the budget gets settled, if she gets through all the hassles of the audit and everything settles down, she does want to come in and explain how to read this a little better. She wants to do a presentation.
You can't read this, Dave?
What's that?
I'm telling you, I tell her all the time.
No,
Can you simplify this.
I understand a lot of it,
Yeah,
but there's some things that I'm
I know.
questioning.
This is, by the way, this is nothing we have to vote on, we have any questions or whatever. And then Judy would give us any kind of answers we needed to. So if there's still glaring big questions about all the various reports, I mean, you've already given us something. Is there anything else percolating out there that you wanted to talk about? Like any projects going on? I
The
know
only
you said
other
something
thing-
about the.
It's real little money. We had ordered a 40-foot Connex box to put next to the DPW building. to house when, we have to take, when somebody gets evicted from town, we have to take all their belongings, and we usually put it in the garage. Well, that forces us out of the garage. So you guys had already okayed $5,000. Now, Jim Sweet, said we can't put the 40-footer over the propane line going into the garage. So we have to buy two 20-footers. And believe it or not, the two 20-footers cost more than the 40-footer. So I'll be asking at the next meeting. I forgot to have them put it on this meeting because they've already been ordered, another $1,500, you know, so I'll do that next review. Yeah. But
So
that's,
the storage containers,
yeah,
they're like, what, $3,500 a piece for what?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Exactly.
about right, yeah.
with the 40-footer was cheaper.
And there's no other location we can put it?
Yep, we can, what we'll do is put them on, one in the front of the DPW, one in the back. That way the line,
No, but if we, for the 40-footer, we can't.
no,
there's
no,
No other
no.
area that we can relocate that?
no,
Because you're talking a town garage, right?
yeah, exactly.
What
That's
about,
so tight down there. In the
what about the
future,
area, so where the fire department is, what about the area? Pull into the garage, right to the right. There's like that long section that's on
Yeah,
the
but
other
that's-
side of the propane.
that's, you guys' side, right?
You might know that too, Pete, for the fire department, I don't think it. I don't know, that's worth asking though,
Yeah.
cause there's a section of just basically dead area that,
Yeah, I don't know if it's drainage or what. You mean the wooded section?
yeah,
Yeah.
so like, you got the fire department, and then you got the asphalt part here, then you got the
Yeah.
driveway, and then the woods.
Yeah,
And there's, I mean, they piled like rubbish there at one point, there was a bunch of like asphalt millings.
yeah,
So I don't know, that might be something that we should bring up to the fire, that you could bring up to the
Yeah.
fire department to save money, but I mean. I don't know.
we'd be better off having it closer to the,
Okay.
I think, you know.
Is the town, not gonna keep on saying subject, selectmen's talk here. Are we gonna be seeing a new kind of referendum for the takeover of roads or something?
Yes, it's an ordinance.
Yeah.
Right now, it's still in the works, we're going back and forth with, Rich Roberts, our attorney. He's got to the point right now where, believe it or not, myself and the state cops can confiscate a car or a dirt bike or anything like that. And we can do what we want with them. But it's still gonna be tweaked a little bit more. It's more based, this ordinance that he wrote up is more based for like a city, not a little, town, you know what I mean? So I sent it back to him and I told him that, so he's gonna try to tweak it even more, you know, to gear it down a little bit.
I hope we do something pretty soon.
Yeah, no, I know,
It's not getting,
especially,
it's not getting no better.
So how we should go about doing this, you know,
I have no idea. I know.
Lasso, rope the thing and pull it in.
Exactly, exactly. Some of those kids can be vicious.
oh,
too.
no, you're gonna be kicking and screaming.
Oh, yeah.
They're
Absolutely.
doing
I don't
a hell of
envy
a
you.
I'll
job
ask
on-
the
they're
deputies,
doing
don't
a hell of
worry.
a job on the roads, putting new markers down on the road and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then that's state road too, isn't it?
Yeah.
State road too.
But we don't have any jurisdiction over the state road, do we?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, but I do over the field. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll keep you,
Yeah,
what's going on.
and, okay, any other possibilities of things happening in the town?
Not that I know of right now. I know, Sarah is our new grant writer. She gave up the EDC. Suzanne Tacho took that over. And, Sarah right now is working on some grant money. She's doing a great job. Right now, the one that's in the works is phase 2 in the industrial park. That's going. We heard back from them. They wanted to make sure we own the land, you know, so we're Yeah, I thought it was a positive sign that they got back to us anyways, you know? It's, $250,000 grant, which will take care of the retention pond that's up there, because that has to be expanded before we can do phase two. And then that'll take care of the survey too. And so that's a start. And then we can reapply again, for more from that same grant. So they'll only get 250 a whack out, so. So that's the one she's working on right now. And she's also working on a road resurfacing, grant, which, we've got Tracy Hanson from, ECOG coming over with a meeting next week, and she's gonna help us out on that one, which is great, you know?
I'm glad Nikon's getting that.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
that's terrific.
yeah. So there's things in the works.
Wasn't something about a solar thing coming in?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's, where is it? It's in back of Patty's house on 14. And then it goes up into Plainfield, the Bellavance's property up there. The problem with this is, I've heard through the grapevine, we might not have no say in it whatsoever. You know what I mean? It goes by the Connecticut Siting Council. They have the right to.
Yeah, like eminent domain or something?
Right, exactly. They've got the right, and the only thing we can do is go and I found out we can meet with them and tell them our concerns and stuff like that. And, I'm sure we will. Tomorrow night, Heather Summers and Ann Dolphins is coming here. It was supposed to be just to talk about legislative stuff and all that, you know, but it's turned into a big solar farm thing, you know what I mean? They've been warned, coming in, and I talked to Ann today, and she was all for it, so, which is good. She's gonna try to help us out as much as she can, and so is Heather. So
This would be a bunch of tax money coming in on this.
it would be, if $250,000 is worth the headaches of what's gonna happen to the land, you know what I mean? You gotta look at it that way, you know, that's the way I think of it. I mean, it's close to the river, you know what I mean? They're gonna be cutting down a bunch of trees, which they would anyways if they were gonna put housing up, you know what I mean? So you gotta look at it that way too, you know? But there's no way to get rid of these panels whatsoever.
I thought they're supposed to take them away after.
That's what they say, but I was talking to people today, where right over in Hopkinton, Rhode Island, there's a solar farm over there where they broke down and they're still all there, and it's been 2 years. You know, they're still all up, you know, and the company just said, bye, you know, that's it, you know, so. And there's quite a few other things involved. We were told last night, and then maybe you guys can answer it. Is there a phone system here in Sterling?
A phone,
Yeah,
like
phone,
for the fire department?
right,
As far as, so I mean, we have foam on the trucks, yes.
you do?
Yeah.
Is there enough that say one of those, caught on fire, one of those, you know, is there enough
I
to
mean,
put it out?
you'd honestly have to defer that probably to the fire chief to find out
Yeah.
that answer. with
And
that.
those answers that have to be,
I mean, I would say that the fire department is well equipped, you know, to deal with most of it, but I mean, any clarification, I would definitely go to the fire chief on that one.
but,
Interesting.
It's not the unit itself that would catch on fire, it's the transistor or
Yeah,
the
the transmission lines.
transmission line
exactly.
can catch on fire.
I mean, solar is beneficial in a lot of things. I mean, obviously, we're talking about this now instead of, but yeah, I mean, I think solar poses a lot of dangers in the fire world if it's not handled properly. I mean, there's definitely, you know, concerns for that, I think, but yeah, I would assume that we have the right qualifications for that.
And during the snowstorms, they don't operate at all because nobody goes up there and cleans them off.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's definitely practical reasons why the solar is pretty minimal as far as its contribution to the grid. I mean,
We don't get any
Yeah, we
money,
don't get
no,
anything.
not for us.
But I don't know about the benefit to the town with the taxes or anything like that. That's.
$250,000 doesn't seem like a lot of money to me, you know, to bring in, you know, for the magnitude of this thing, you know what I mean? It just, I don't
How
know.
many acres?
I don't know if I can negotiate.
460 total?
Acres?
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, but what part of it is in Sterling?
That I don't know.
yeah, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
see, that, I mean, I'd be concerned.
It's like split up 1/3 in Sterling and 2/3 up.
That's what it sounded like, yeah.
And it's really an industrial
This is,
power
this,
unit, it's not a farm. They call it a solar farm, but it's not a farm.
yeah, well, that's easier to sell than.
Yeah, oh, yeah. He
And
gave
once,
us quite the sales.
and
pitch
once
at
they
the
install it, they change their names. They, like you said, they disappear.
Yeah, they
And
sell
now it's a
out.
new company, and then it's a new company. And you can't get them. And 20 years from now, of course, a lot of us, well, I'll still be here, I don't know about you guys, but, in 20 years, when they try to dismantle this, they're nowhere to be found. Plus, there's a lot of toxic metals in these things.
Well, that was a question before these things went up, you know, through it. What's your company gonna be like in 20 years? Is gonna be a problem. I don't know. Well, anyway, it's something for everybody to think about, and everybody can have an opinion on it. We'll see where the ball bounces on that.
So you said that we'll get $250,000, is that what they proposed?
Yes.
And that's like a tax, is
Right,
that
that-
yearly or that's
that's,
one lump sum?
Taxes on personal property, that's what that is.
The ones who really make out would be Mr. Corson and Mr. Bellavance, because they're leasing the property to these people.
Well, yeah, I mean, that makes, yeah.
And we don't get any reduction in our electric bill at all. They
No,
sell
but on the one thing that I would say to that from the Board of Finance standpoint, I don't necessarily, I don't know the whole picture of it,
Right,
so I'm
yeah.
not saying anything of that, but if you get an additional $250,000 per year coming into the town, and the grand list stays the same, that could offset, even though your electric bill wouldn't necessarily be offset, but that could potentially offset your property taxes and your other things in the town, so then therefore, I'm not saying that we should go for it, but I'm just saying, you know, looking at it saying, you're not getting a discount on your electric bill, you might get a discount from your taxes, because the town's generating another $250,000 of revenue here, but then again, you're also giving up acreage of farmland in the community that, you know,
But
so
who
then
owns
it's
the
a.
land?
Bellavance owns it
Okay,
on-
so they can do what they want with it, they can have houses or whatever.
unless we create ordinances that makes it very difficult for them. Because in 4 years, they're not gonna get any federal help to put these things in a home.
If it's a foregone conclusion, like Jack was saying, if it's like eminent domain, they're
There's nothing
taking,
you can do
they're
anyway.
taking the land, and it's better to get $250,000 a year than nothing, I think.
What they figured out at the economic development meeting last night, what they figured out is because there's 1,800 residences in town, that it would be $145 reduction in their taxes each, and that's all. It's not gonna benefit us much for all the trucks that have to come in from over to bring that across country from
No,
California.
I mean, I understand that concern, I think, you know, obviously that might even be maybe more of a town meeting type thing to
Yeah.
bring up, you know, than here, I mean, we're just having a discussion, but, you know, I do agree with the concerns of all of that, you know, but if there's an eminent domain, I mean, look what just happened down the Cape to the Torrey Bridge. People, they just came in and they said, we're rebuilding this bridge and you're losing your house, you have 11 days to get out, see ya, and they kicked them out. You know, I mean, there's nothing you can do, no matter how fast you try to put something together, so, you know, I mean, I think if there is a.
It's 2/3 of a mill, and it's, you know, almost 2 school buses.
Well, yeah, it's $250,000,
Right.
you know.
So I think that there's, that we have no choice.
Yeah, well, if you have no choice, I'll take the money.
Okay, so with all of that, and let's have something joyful here. Pete, come on.
Yes, that sounds about right.
Motion made, and it didn't get a second?
Yes, I
So, seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your attention to this matter.
I know, but I was gonna get my stuff.